G'day guys, how's it going? It's Bloodteeth here, bringing you another video of Gemcraft Frostborn Wrath. And today's video is going to be a response video, or a requested video from Jordan, who posted a couple of questions. Firstly, thanks for the request, Jordan. I appreciate it. You're the first person I think has actually directly requested a video from me. Maybe not. I might be wrong about that. But basically, your request was a two-part request. You wanted to see how far I could get in an endurance run without using any shrines or any mana farms or anything like that. Just to see how far I could go with the raw damage output from all of my stuff. And there was also a second question asking basically whether or not was there some sort of combination of gems and so forth where I could mix in or use poison along with something else or by itself to an effect that would be even greater than what we normally see everyone do when they get into what we consider the late game for Gemcraft Frostborn Wrath, which is to just go ahead and use a gem with pure critical hit, pure yellow inside a trap, and also bolster the amount of damage it does by using a pure red in a lantern to make every single monster that comes to that trap bleed. Can poison be used? Well, I thought, okay, let's go ahead and test this, and let's keep the test nice and fair. So in the background, before I started this game, I did some previous games testing whether or not bleeding could go ahead and assist with poison. I suspected it could not, and indeed I'm quite convinced that bleeding does not affect the administer of damage through poison. I did discover, however, and I did not know this until today, that poison is actually one of those things that stacks on a monster, but it doesn't stack vertically as a total poison amount. Poison actually stacks in a way such as, if you think of it like every single time this gem, for example, goes ahead and hits a monster, it's like it's taking a poison needle, which in this instance does 1.661 e to the 19 poison damage over 9 seconds, and it just keeps on shooting those poisonous needles at and into the monster. So the monster walks over the trap, and by the time it exits, it's got a whole bunch of these poisonous needles in them, and each of them individually does this amount of damage over that amount of time. So they don't share a damage over time counter over 9 seconds where it gets reset. You know, the timer itself gets reset as soon as the monster steps off. They're actually tracked independently. So there's like a whole collection of these arrows, say for example on a monster. So I didn't know that. I thought that maybe there was just one timer with one poison damage amount that would count down on a monster over time, and what would happen was I thought that maybe every time that monster gets hit with poison again, it just sort of resets to, okay, it's going to receive that much damage over 9 seconds, so it doesn't add on. I was wrong about that. It actually stacks on. So there you go. With a gem that shoots, what, 8,000 shots per second, it could administer quite a lot of poison darts to the monster, and you know, that might be somewhat significant. How long does it take for a monster to walk over a trapped gem? Well, if you have a giant and you hit it with some whiteout and it's already slowed to the maximum with 70% slowing from a blue gem nearby, then yeah, this monster is probably going to take quite a few thousand needles. So whatever the poison damage is over 9 seconds, the total amount of poison damage that they might receive, if they, you know, if this monster is the monster that gets full attention from the gem for the entirety of the time it walks over the gem, it doesn't. Let's be honest, let's be realistic, that's not going to happen. But let's say there were no other monsters around and it would go ahead and get all the poison arrows from the gem. Best case scenario, it might do whatever the E to the something poison damage over 9 seconds is, add an extra 6 No, add an extra 3. Just be generous. Add an extra 4 to the E. So total poison damage from this particular gem is going to be E to the 23. More or less. Maybe E to the 24, depending on how the multiples work out. Okay? So that's a significant amount of damage. And at first glance, it looks like that's going to be quite a lot. If you also take into account the fact that this gem, even in the trap, its base damage that it applies every time it hits a monster is also E to the 12 or E to the 13 damage, then you've got a total output of, let's see, 23, 33, 30, say E to the 36 damage total. And that all completely administers itself after 9 seconds of this monster walking off this gem in the trap. Combined, everything. Wait, did I say that right? No, that is absolutely incorrect. Poison. Let's hold on. Let's wind it back a bit. Poison basically does E to the 22, E to the 23 damage. But it doesn't multiply with the raw damage. So the raw damage is just E to the 13. So that sort of just gets lost in the overall amount of damage. So poison, E to the 23. That's kind of its maximum. I thought E to the 36 sounded ridiculous. E to the 23 damage for this particular poison gem, which is a half-half poison and crit hit gem. At grade 50. And by the way, I've got the skills set for poison, critical hit, and bleeding all set to 600 skill points in each. So they're all even in terms of the amount of buff that they can receive from their component power upgrades with skills. So what does this mean? It means E to the 23, and that kind of sounds great compared to the critical hit. At the moment you can see chance to deal is an extra something E to the 12 damage, and that's only 4 out of 5 shots. But that's 12 damage on critical hit component power. Let's focus on the critical hit component right now. E to the 12, but because that's a multiplication of the base damage, what you do is you add the numbers after the E's together. So 12 plus, let's say 12, that's 24. So already they are on par with the amount of damage that would be administered by the poison component of this gem. But on top of that, we can also make monsters bleed. And in this particular example, it's doing a lot, shall we say. Let's see, it's 217,692.6% increased damage. That equates to, let's see, 100% is a multiplier of 1. So if we move the decimal place a couple of points, then basically you got E to the 4 extra damage on top of the critical hit and base damage done by this. So if you make a monster bleed, it's already going to do E to the 4 extra damage. So all up, we've got, for this grade 50 gem, the component version is, the component for the critical hit is going to, with bleeding, do a total damage amount of something like E to the 28. So already, just because critical hit as a component can buddy up with bleeding as a separate gem, whereas poison cannot. Poison doesn't really have anything that buddies up with it. Best case scenario, maybe it can buddy up with slowing, but that's best case scenario, not a realistic scenario. Realistic scenario is basically poison gems do, or poison component with the same amount of skill points added into it with critical hit components. Poison just does not stack up. I'm sorry to say it, but Poison is a great component to use in the early game when you're starting out this particular game, but honestly, after a certain point, you completely forget that purple and green even exist. It's all about the red, the orange, and the yellow, and also the blue, just for fun. Just a little bit. It doesn't really hurt much to put a bit of blue in with your gems in lanterns that are making everything bleeding. I suppose that's probably why the game author put these three colours at the top half and these three down at the bottom half, because these are the important ones that you'll be relying on later on. They're the ones you strive to get, whereas these ones, well, they're just there and they're helpful and useful up until a certain point, and then you just kind of forget about them. There's a good reason for that. It's because with certain setups in this game, they just don't deliver as much value as these. So I'm sorry to say it, I don't think there is anything that you can do with poison to help your cause. And even when you look at how Whiteout as a strike spell basically triples the amount of poison damage that is taken by a monster in Whiteout. So absolute best case scenario, you're still multiplying, something e to the 12 by 3. So that's, something e to the 19 in this instance by 3. So that's going to be what? 4.98 e to the 19. So essentially halfway to e to the 20. That's still nowhere near as significant as, say, e to the 28 damage. And remember, poison also takes time to administer itself completely onto a monster. Yes, poison can stack, but again, we're talking about e to the 23 is the absolute best you could probably hope for. 1,000 shots done onto a monster with 1 gem. I mean, yes, you could have a row of poison gems, but by the same token, you can also have a row of critical hit gems as well. I'm sorry to say it, but poison just simply does not stack up. I did give it a great try. I tried all sorts of combinations. I even mixed in a little bit of poison with a lot of the critical hit component power off camera in a previous game where I was just testing out is there any sort of mix where we can get some sort of happy medium where we're somehow doing more damage than, say, if we had a pure critical hit gem. And unfortunately, it's just not there. Poison in the late game, I'm sorry, forget about it. It just doesn't add up. So, Jordan, thank you very much for the recommendation. Unfortunately, I've debunked it. I've given it my best shot. There's nothing in it. Don't bother wasting your time with poison, especially once your wizard level is above, say, 200-300. That's about the time where you should unlock everything you need to farm Shadow Cores, and then everything you need to really do amazing mana farms and do rather long endurance runs and start to get ridiculous amounts of XP, and then just everything just sort of snowballs out of control and you end up dominating the game. That's really what you need to do. After that certain point, I'm sorry, poison and armor tearing, you can just forget about them. They are completely useless. I mean, they're fun, but they're just not as powerful. Maybe in the next game, the game author might find some sort of creative way to possibly create more synergy between different components or different, devices within the game that might actually, warrant a little bit more focus on these sorts of things. But in this game, it just didn't happen. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm going to put bleeding at 400. Where do I want my mana farm to be? I forget. It was... Oh, geez, I've completely stuffed this up. Okay, this does... 2775% at 900. What does this do at 900? 37. Okay. So this is, mana is actually supposed to be even higher than this. What have I done? Why is it? I don't know. I don't know what I've done. I know I made a video detailing exactly what the ratios were, but that was a while ago and I haven't played this much over the last, few months, to be honest. Or a month at least. I forget where this was supposed to be. So it's at 2775. This is at 37. And this is at 6. Okay. So basically, I think this was supposed to be at 700. This, I think I put it at 200. Let's put it at 300. And let's... Oh, that's right. Critical hit wasn't supposed to be that much anyway. But let's make this 900 and... let's make this 800 and... Oh, that's annoying. And let's just leave it like that. Okay. Now, on for the second query. How far... Actually, I just realized I totally didn't even prepare myself for that. What an idiot. Okay. How far can I go in a game without using a mana farm or shrines or any trickery like that? How far can I just brute force my way through a game using nothing but raw damage, no mana farm helping me out, all of that stuff? The answer is me relying on basically, let's see, 300, let's make that 400. I want to give myself a bit of initial mana, just because I'm not going to be able to really make any significant amount of mana while playing this game. So let's see how far I go. Now, kind of left it open-ended, didn't specify any other rules. So, you know, playing endurance, for example, on field W1, I'm going to get a lot further, especially with no battle traits on, than maximum battle traits on field A4, while attempting to not accidentally destroy the Forgotten herself or whatever it is. You know, there were no specifications on exactly how I was supposed to do this. So why don't we just pick a fun one? Let's pick one with lots of room. Let's see. Oh yeah, a while after I completed this game, I think the game author finally got around to adding or doing a big update where they added in all of the rest of the wizard stashes and stuff. So I have a few wizard stashes and fields that I haven't explored yet on this actual save game. But in my other save game where I started again to test out whether or not my theories actually were good and my advice on YouTube was good, it turns out that, yeah, I've already explored more fields on that one that I have here. So, yeah, I have opened up all of those wizard stashes and so forth, and I was actually able to finally get the last achievement, one of the last achievements that you couldn't get previously because there was no field that had, what was it, 4 tomes or 5 tomes on it. But with the update there was a hidden field that you could get, and that did have the number of tomes required, I think 4, to break open within and destroy all the monsters within from in one field. Finally got that one. But anyway, getting back to it. At wizard level 308,627, how far could you realistically get? And I'm going to keep everything traps, amplifiers. Oh, should I use traps? Or should I not use traps? It's a good question because I don't know. People do say that you really should have the gem that you're killing with in a trap. That's probably only because you've already put so much into your traps skill because you're using it for a mana farm. But if you're not using it for a mana farm, amplifiers are always good. So we'll keep that on. True Colors is always good as well. Nothing in resonance. Hello. I definitely need to go ahead and fix that up. That's an oversight. 500 in True Colors. Bit of damage and bit of range. Yes, please. Why not? Now, as for traps, will I use traps or will I not use traps? That is the question. Let's see. As usual, I'm going to use slowing and bleeding inside lanterns. That's capped, so there's nothing much more to do there. I already have quite a bit in amplifiers, but I probably don't need that much in amplifiers because that's tweaked for mana farms. So let's go ahead and lower that a little bit. Get myself some more initial mana bonus. Maybe 300. Alright, let's not use traps at all. Why not? That is a lot of mana. And if I'm going to be honest, I'd like to use it at the start because I'm going to badly need mana. How does the talisman bonus work again? Plus 2,607%. Okay, so whatever it is that I'm saving up here, it's going to be multiplied by 26. So 26 million. So that's 150 million mana. I'm seriously thinking that's worth it. And I should probably even just lower this. Just to get a little bit more. Because if I'm going to be really honest, the main thing is the component power and all of that and the skills that I set here is only one half of the story. At the end of the day, if I have enough mana to purchase or upgrade a gem, then upgrading that gem will again increase the amount of damage and everything that it does quite significantly. So I can't just blow all of my skill points here and just leave it as is. So I'm going to try something like this. Yeah, we've got a bit of damage there. I'm curious. What does this do? Damage and specials multiplier 1.5. Oh my god. This... Jeez, no wonder no one does anything with resonance. The amount of damage that this does as a bonus to gems is exactly the same as the amount of damage you get from True Colors, but True Colors does that for... Oh, okay. It does more damage multiplier for dual, triple, and quad gems, which we're not going to use because, let's be honest, there's no point. This just gives you extra range on your gems, but this gives extra special multiplier on your gems. So yeah, resonance kind of sucks. So let's not put too much on there. Let's leave that at 300 and let's make this 800 because anything that helps boost the amount of crit hit and bleeding that I get, so that would be amplifiers and True Colors, that's my friend. Let's see, 8.7 odd million mana. That's going to equate to that's easily 210 or something around, yeah, close to 210 million mana plus whatever else I get from my talisman. Yeah, alright, that's good. Now let's pick a field and just go for it, and let's see how long I last. Now there's nothing to say that I couldn't anger monsters to try and get more monsters on the field, which equates to more XP at the start and more mana. Do you get more mana from enraging monsters? I don't think you do by memory. I don't know. We'll just have to find that out the hard way. Let's do field Q. Where's the one with the large, the very large field where you can just build a massive maze on. Where is it? Is it U? No, it's in T. This is embarrassing. I've lost a field, guys. Just going to have to put up some flyers and see if we can find this field. Is it in N? Yeah, here it is. N1. There we go. So you can gauge how difficult the baseline difficulty, how much where the baseline difficulty of a field lies by looking at how much HP is in the first wave. So W1, the easiest field, starts with 6. N1 starts with 44 in comparison, which is kind of quasi halfway to the... Oh, not even. It's a quarter of a way to field A4, which has 200 hit points. Is that... That's the one with the most? Yeah, it is. Okay. Should we do one halfway so it's a nice average? Or am I just being nitpicky? Should I just go ahead and do whatever? Oh, well, how poetic. This field with the monster that's a special monster. I think it was a wizard hunter or something? I forget. But yeah. Okay, H4. Halfway point with 100 HP. Are we going to bother with that one? You know what? I am. Because you don't even need to build a maze. The entire path is just a long winding road. That's kind of perfect, actually. Okay, H4, here we go. Nothing was said about what battle traits to use, so... well, actually, I have to cater this in endurance to allow me to last as long as I can. So, Dark Masonry... Actually, you know what? No. It's just to last as long as I can. So, absolutely nothing to make things more difficult for my gems to destroy monsters. Nothing should be allowed. So, ritual? Well, there's no point in doing anything, actually. I can't think of a single thing that I can put onto here that does anything but make things more difficult for me, and that's kind of the point. We're not going for massive amounts of XP. The challenge was to see how long I would last. So, at the halfway point, the most average field, H4, with no battle traits on in endurance, let's go. Let's see how long I last. Put your comment down below. How many waves am I going to last? Let's wait for the game to load and let's see how much starting mana I have. Really hoping I have 500 million. Well, I miscalculated that quite badly. Okay, 150.6 million mana. Just to put that in perspective, I can afford one grade 20 gem with that. And I'm going to be really honest with you guys. Seriously, the amount of mana that I get per kill is never really going to be anything of any significance. So you can say throughout this entire game, I might, if I'm lucky, really lucky, make this amount of mana again total. So whatever I start with is pretty much what I'm going to be stuck with, playing with right up until I die, more or less, until we just get taken down. So let's start setting up some stuff. Let's see. Alright, let's chuck a lantern. Here. No, here. Yeah, here. Lantern here. And let's be honest, if anything makes it this far, then that means I'm struggling to the point where I'm probably going to die soon anyway. So, let's chuck another lantern. Yeah. And let's see, with the range out to here, actually the range isn't going to be that long. This is actually quite difficult. I feel hamstrung. Okay, let's see, so this is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 20, 32, 64, 128 gems. 64. That's bloody heaps. 32 is even bloody heaps. So, 2, 4, 8. Oh, should I have done that sort of mix? Probably not. Oh well, too late. I'm committed. I've already spent, far out, 14 million. Not gonna lie, that's pretty significant. How long can I last? Well, obviously I'm going to have to surround this damn orb with amplifiers. Let's see, what else am I doing here? Okay, let's shove those there. And of course, wherever I put my gem, I want it to be completely surrounded by amplifiers. That works. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Now, let's do 11. And least effect by gem specials, blah 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 blah. Let's do that again. And last but not least, let's get our giant gem. Grade 19 I think is good. And then we'll surround it by grade 16 gems. And let's see, what are we doing here? We will be doing something in the order of we will be doing easily billions, trillions of damage. Pardon me, sorry. Okay, so that's something like e to the 12 damage, and we've got 100. What happens if we enrage? Okay, we can enrage more than that. Okay. Alright, let's just check it on random, so that if any like specials walk on the field, at least there'll be a good chance that they'll be taken out swiftly, as opposed to this gem always firing against the monsters on the field only. We don't want that. Let's see, how much... Okay. Mana gain per kill. There is no bonus. There is no way. The only way we can get more mana is by literally having more monsters come onto the field, and we're talking about a small percentage increase in total amount of mana I can squeeze out of these monsters. So yeah, we're not really going to be seeing much of a change here. In fact, to be honest, the natural amount of mana that I'm generating just because of, I don't know, something that I have, it's just generating so fast. This is going to be my main source of mana. Just time going by. In fact, does that, if I send waves early, no, that doesn't go faster. So it's not in my best interests for me to speed up time, or at least send waves early. There is no benefit whatsoever. Actually, that's not true. I get a bonus for sending waves early. Somehow. But you know what? When I did it, I don't really notice it when I look at the mana, so... yeah, no, there's no reason for me to go ahead and send waves early, so... Well, that kind of sucks. It looks like we're stuck here just watching this happen slowly. How much mana do I need? 38 million to upgrade this again. Okay, so... Oh man, this is painful. I can't do it. I just have to just comment, like... I'm a spectator at this point in this game. And so are you. So... Sucked in for watching this video? I don't know. What's going on here? We got 56% slowing, which is reasonable, and we're doing an extra 1.6 times, so 2.6 times damage total from what we normally would, just because of the bleeding that's being applied by these gems here. Okay, that's okay, I suppose. It's not much. In fact, to be honest, I probably should go ahead and mix in more red to make that red component power more pronounced, even though I didn't sink in many skill points. How much is a grade 17 gem? Ooh, okay. Practically 10 million. Okay. I'll be back when I'm at 29 million mana. Just closing some things up. Now, because walls are so cheap, I really should, just for the sake of avoiding any beacons from coming up, I should just go ahead and do this. I mean, why not? I've obviously got the time to do it, so may as well just do it. And we may as well make them all horizontal because I'm in no rush. Don't have to do things efficiently here. Wow, I'm still not even at 29 million mana. Ooh, this is going to take a while. This is going to be painful. I'm going to have time to just OCD on the level of detail here with the walls too. How far can I go? Not as far as I would like. You know what? This whole waiting for mana to accumulate thing, honestly, probably... Huh? Oh, what have I done? I'm an idiot. That's what I wanted. Okay, let's do that. Wow, doesn't do much, does it? Yeah, anyway, this whole accumulating mana by allowing time to slowly pass by, this little tactic of mine will probably only buy me an extra 3 or 4 wave stones and that's it. But hey, I'm trying to go as far as I can. I've already made a couple of tiny little mistakes, so you know what? Let's just give it the best chance possible. How far can I get? And remember, it's not like I'm working with a crappy wizard level here. This is not, you know, someone struggling to get by on this game. My wizard level is over 300,000, so you know that's kind of really significant. That's, you'd think with that sort of wizard level though, I should probably be able to just breeze past like 999 waves. No, that's not how this game works. It becomes exponentially harder, and without building a mana farm, honestly, this is probably going to be over kinda quickly. Kinda? Sort of. Oh, hello. Got to do in here as well. Even though there's no beacons that could possibly go here. There we go. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. That's the whole map covered. Well, that's that. Now what? I'm bored. Okay. What have we got here? 250. 0.3. 219. What? 204. Why are these so different? Is the component power randomized a little bit? Huh. Must be. Okay, let's take the best of the lot. I'm gonna have to save up 19. You know what? Let's trash that. Duplicate this. Trash go. Done. And now I just need to save up another 4 million. So that I can duplicate it one more time. And pop it back into that. This particular lantern. You know what? I haven't even guessed how far I would go. How much mana am I getting? So that's 1,500 times 6. 9,000. Ah, come on. That's pointless. Seriously. 9,000 mana? I make that within 1/10 of a second. Just by doing nothing. That is completely pointless. You know what? Let's get this party started. In fact, let's just send all waves until we get to... How much damage does this do? Let's see. 2 million times 20 million, or 20 to 60, so we're looking at about 40 million. 40 trillion, 80 trillion. So 8e to the 12 is essentially what this is doing. As soon as I see an e to the 12, I'll take myself out of this. I'm also keeping an eye on the mana per kill, because, well, if that becomes high enough and significant enough, I might want to also stop. But honestly, the amount of mana per kill is still pretty pathetic. I want to see mana in the order of 1 million per kill. Oh, there we go. We got some E to the 12s and E to the 13s and E to the whatever. Actually, I can get rid of this now. Alright, let's start at Wavestone 259. Yep, monsters are just coming onto the scene. And that's only because there were so many. Let's see this in... Yeah, it's just doing one-shot kills. And I can upgrade this. Should I? Should I upgrade this, or should I upgrade the bleeding? Because it's... What matters here is not how much damage it does now, but what is going to be the difference? Where is the most value going to be seen? Is it the crit hit or the bleeding? Well, considering I put so much more skill points into the crit hit, it's going to be the crit hit, so let's upgrade this. Actually, I think I've still got that gem weaving app still installed. But I kind of forget how... Actually, I can't really use it. Because, yeah, I could make a gem more powerful for the same amount of mana, but it won't be that much. because I won't be running it up into like grade 50. I'll be lucky to get to grade 22. And also, I simply just don't have the mana. So I'm just going to have to ignore gem weaving and just do this the old-fashioned way. Wow, I can't even upgrade all of the gems in my amplifiers around it. That's whoa, almost 5 million a hit. So that's a 40 million upgrade. I'd rather save a little bit more and upgrade this. Definitely. Yeah, screw the gems in the amplifiers. That's pointless. Alright, let's at least speed things up. Actually, let's just chuck in a few at a time. That didn't increase the amount of mana I'm getting, did it? What is increasing the amount of mana I'm getting? Mana replenish rate is based on the mana pool. Ah, okay, and I've got that to the max. That's why I'm getting so much mana per minute. Mana stream kill mana gain multiplier. So when I get multiple kills and the chain hit multiplier comes up. Yeah, let's get that up again. What does this mean? Oh, there's no tooltip for it at all. So what does that mean? Mana stream kill mana gain multiplier. That's a good question. What does that actually mean? Mana stream. Oh, skill. Mana gain multiplier. Wait, there's a skill called mana stream? Is this one of the skills that I just... Oh, yeah, of course. It's the same one that affects the mana replenishment rate. Okay, so that's... Mana stream skill. So it's got nothing to do with chain hit kills. Oh, that sucks. Could you imagine? That'd be a cool little device. Instead of just going ahead and doing the XP multiplier for chain kill, high chain kill numbers, it would also give a bonus to the amount of mana per kill based on chain kills as well. That'd be cool. Well, it'd be different. Not sure how you'd be able to balance that out, because that could become a device that is abused if it's set with too high of a raising multiplier. Let's see. Talisman XP game multiplier, Orblets XP multiplier. Yeah, I've got all my Orblets. There's nothing more that I can do there. Orblets do actually give you more mana. Orblets mana gain multiplier 1.15 because I've got, what, 25 of them or something? 50? I don't know how many Orblets I got. 15, that's the one. Mana pool mana gain multiplier. So that just goes up every time the pool upgrades, but for the pool to upgrade, look at this. I'm doing 100,000 mana per second. I need to get up to essentially 300 million mana for the pool to upgrade again. That's twice what I started with. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Mana pool gem damage multiplier. So okay, gem damage is multiplied every time mana pool upgrades. Again, that's that 300 million, but no, not worth saving it up that long. We've already done the initial mana, so that's done and dusted. I can't think of... Oh wait, what do we got here? Mana leeching gems hit 50% more mana. Get 50% more mana while in whiteout. Well, I have no mana leeching gems, so that's not going to be a bonus for me at all. What about frozen? Temporarily immobilized. More explosions to ice shards, which is this. No, that's not useful. Nothing there. What about this? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh no. Again, I need mana. I need a gem with mana component. Oh, hello. These monsters aren't dying straight away. Oh, E to the 15. No wonder. Starting to struggle. I need to pump like crap tons of shots into these things now just to kill them. Hey, I wonder what was up here. Probably a shadow. Not a shadow. A spectre. Either a spectre or an apparition. Let's see. Where can I get more mana? How can I get more mana? Targets in whiteout. Kill to give 274% XP. Monsters that reach the orb with below 10 health and below 1,000 health are killed by the orb. Uh-oh. Look at this. It looks like I'm about to kick the bucket. Oh, I must set on random. I should go on nearest to orb. No. I should go on least hit points. Alright, there's nothing stopping me from doing this. So, if it gives me more damage, then it gives me more damage. And of course, I can use this bolt. Jeez, I have not relied on bolt like this in a game since like Wizard level 500. This is almost a throwback for me. In fact, I'm so inexperienced with it I forget how to do it. Oh yeah, that's right, you do bolt on monsters that are frozen, and if they're in big clumps, then while they're frozen you use bolt to kill the one in the middle or something like that, and the corpse explosion damages all of the others and you get this like domino effect or something like that. By memory, that was the strat. Okay, let's do this and then this. Yep, that cleaned them up, and we'll get that. This is not looking good, mate. Jordan, I think we're pretty close to my limit. What else can I do? Useless, useless, useless. Armor shredded, removes all shields and hit points of all hit targets. Sorry. Damn it. Really scrambling trying to think of some obscure way to get more mana, but honestly, there is nothing. And you know what? If the point was to make the point where it's obvious that when playing this game, there is a massive dependency on using the mana tearing gem or mana leeching gem, yeah, that's absolutely correct. There is a massive dependency on that particular gem. The game pretty much is designed to reward people for making mana farms, and you know what, I'm perfectly fine with it. It is what it is. It's a unique sort of divisive way of artificially steering the style of gameplay that is required to dominate this game. It's part of the genre. I like it. And without it, look, I'm going to be honest, I've gone a little bit further than I thought I would, but I'm not sure how much further I can go. Let's get a few monsters in, because remember, it's really good to clump them together to get that that corpse explosion happening. Yeah, that's right. That's what it's called. You can thank Diablo, I think, for that rubbish. Ah, kill 90 frozen monsters with Bolt. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. I've got gem wasps coming out of my barrage, mind you. Let's go nearest to orb. Let's keep everything nice and orderly. More bolt. Oh, whoops. We don't want beam. We want barrage and bolt. How powerful are these monsters? E to the 16, E to the 17. Pretty powerful. And I still cannot afford to upgrade my gem yet. I'm going to hold out though. Let's see how long I can go. Without doing something like upgrading the gems in the amplifiers. Geez, even this has quite a fair amount of hit points. Decent whack. Alright. Let's bring these gem wasps over here. Ah. They didn't last long, did they? What if... Okay, I can afford an E to the 19 now. I've got a stupid idea. What happens if I do this? How long will they last? 750 seconds or 283 stings. And they do... not even 1,000,000 points per shot. Nah, not worth it. So the recommendation was to not use mana farms, but does gem bombing mana leech actually generate mana? No, doesn't look like it does at all. It does nothing. Damn. I thought maybe... Because here's the thing. I'm pretty sure gem wasps from different coloured gems do something to do with their component power. Like gem wasps from poison gems actually do apply poison. Same thing with the armor tearing. Same thing with the slowing. But... And maybe even the same thing with bleeding. Or do they? Hold on. Let me just test that. Let's get a nice cheapie here. And what I'll do is I'll do the gem wasps, the gem bomb here. So that's applied poison to pretty much everything here that we see. Now let's see if the poison amount goes up. Yeah, it does. So poison gem wasps apply poison to their monsters that they're stinging. That's different. But for some reason it's not the same thing with mana gems. I don't know, maybe the game author tried it once after they applied it and they probably found it was too powerful or something, and they're like, nah, we gotta remove this. Could also be a bug. Well, I've lasted 365 odd waves, give or take. Let's see how much further I can go. I think I'm getting very close to my limit here. Because honestly, and this is just laziness, I cannot be bothered micromanaging all of this. Bloody throwing strike spells and gem enhancement spells. I really cannot be bothered at all. Oh, and I'm tired. So, how far? I think the answer is pretty obvious. If I keep micromanaging, not much further than this. I'd be lucky to make it to wave 400. So, as requested, I've investigated whether or not poison could be used as a combo, a fun combo in conjunction with something else to make a surprise sort of sleeper powerful gem that no one really considered. Yeah, no, the answer is no. The answer is avoid poison at all costs. It sucks. Unless you're starting out the game, it's not worth it. And also, how far can I get with my current wizard level without using a mana farm? And the answer is surprisingly a little bit further than I thought I could. It looks like the answer is around Wavestone. We'll call it at how much do these climb? It's a slow climb because there's no battle traits making this more difficult. And with Bolt, I'm still, with all of my spells, I'm still able to sort of keep trudging on. At the moment, I'd say I've got a hard limit of about 400 right now. So there you go. There's your answer. How far can I get without a mana farm? 400. Are poison gems worth a second look? They were worth a second look, but they got debunked. So, sorry. It would have been kind of fun. At least I can't find a new way to reuse poison gems and get more life out of them, essentially. I couldn't find a way. If you can, by all means, let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear about your ideas. I've been proven wrong before by many of you, and that's great. It's a nice fun learning experience. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys, and I enjoy the fact that you guys enjoy watching them. So let's keep it up and keep on surprising me. I really would like to know if there's any sort of broken way of using poison in some way that is even more broken than, say, shrines, for example. If that existed, then, well, that'd be quite funny. I wouldn't be surprised if the game author went ahead and patched that right out really quickly once they found out about that. I just can't think of anything that makes them work well. To be honest, there's nothing. Yeah, I'm probably going to succumb to this before I even get enough mana to upgrade this gem. So, last hurrah. What does this do? The answer is very little. That is actually the answer. It does very little. Because the difference between grade 16 and grade 17 gems all round in amplifiers is not that much. Oh, that corpse explosion is awesome. This game would be extremely difficult without it. Hey, can I? Maybe if I'm lucky. Yep, okay, got the apparition. Good. I'm happy. Yeah, let's use beam for once. Haven't used it all game. Probably because it's got a crappy range. There we go. First monster leeched. It'll be this one. Wait a minute. Oh. Oh. Crap. Totally didn't occur to me. That maybe. Just maybe. I might want to tear some armor away from these monsters. Okay. Yeah. It just completely slipped my mind, and I've got nothing in the component bonus for this at all. Ah, jeez. Look at that armor. That armor is greater than the amount of damage that I can coax out of this. So, yeah. That's not good. Basically, this gem is not doing any damage unless I do bolt. And I just give it with the holy trinity of strike spells. And then it goes down with eat. Yeah. Because bolt ignores armor. Okay, so am I going to do a take two on this because I stuffed up? Because I completely forgot all about the usefulness of armor? No, I'm not going to. I'm still going to say that my limit is around wave 400. So there you go, there's your answer. Wave 400, and I'm throwing in the towel because this is just taking too long. Hope you enjoyed the video. By all means, rate, comment, subscribe, throw me another request, and I'll see if I can put it up for you. Catch you later, guys.